y'all.
Hi, y'all.
The Nutt here.
And Rettthebest. We are here with the second half of the last episode of Black Butler Book of Murder.
Yay!
That's episode 2.
2 episodes. An hour apiece. Jack Skelly! Jack Skelly's my best friend.
We are about to get the explanation on what happened.
Yes.
Okay. We are starting episode 2. The eyes in this season are just messed up. They really are. We are starting at 3402. If you're gonna eat. Don't just bend down, okay? Ready?
Mm-hmm.
We're not often caught flat-footed, you see.
So, you're saying, before the party even began, the two of you knew there would be an incident?
That's correct. We knew that the guest of honor, Herr Georg von Siemens, was going to die, and that I would be killed as well.
What?
Flashback. I
Herr
love
von
the manner.
Siemens, you rang for assistance?
Oh, you're right in there, sir. We heard a crash.
What was that noise? I know I heard something break in here, but I don't see anything broken. Nor does it smell of blood. And that suggests that there is a poison bottle of some sort in the fire.
So you knew it was a trick, but then why didn't you explain all this from the beginning?
It seemed as if my young lord wished to take a wait-and-see approach, and after all, it is for me to simply follow his lead.
I was skeptical of the situation from the start. I swiftly concluded the murder
Fun
must be a
prep
sham.
cookies.
Yep.
Regardless of whether he survived the whole business, it was a good bet Herr von Siemens had poisoned himself. The rest is as my butler said. I felt we could afford to sit back for a time and wait for our enemy to give himself away.
All right then. That explains why you told him to replenish the coke for the fires. That was another thing that bothered me. A fireplace in an empty room hardly needs tending, yet that's what he was doing when he was killed.
It will be chilly out tonight. Take care not to let any of the fires go out. Their host may be absent, but our guests deserve the best hospitality.
I quite understand, my young lord. Precisely. What he was truly ordering me to do was to examine the fireplace in the room where the murder occurred. Honestly, have you ever heard of a crueler master? He instructed me to examine the remains of the fire, knowing full well that doing so would result in my death.
To be perfectly frank with you, I didn't believe my plan would go off so well.
Wait, then are you saying...
Yes, I was brutally murdered that night. Not at the whim of God or fate, but according to my young lord's design. At the time of his choosing, by the villain he knew would come. As I suspected, it's the Queen's butler. The Earl Grey.
Well, this is unfortunate. I so wanted to take my time tormenting that little brat. I can't believe I've been found out so soon. What a bloody waste this was! And now that red-faced sot is in the cellar and I have to go down there on my own.
Consecutive blows to the vitals without a moment's hesitation between them. He has a butler's efficiency. Next, I made my way to the cellar where Herr von Siemens had been carried, hurrying to arrive before Lord Grey. My goodness, just look at him. What a hopeless wreck of a man.
Sebastian up there.
Lord Grey, seems we managed. did they? I did just as you instructed. Was everybody surprised? I woke up down here and thought I would have just a little drink to keep the chill off, you know.
Can't you keep your voice down, you bloody nuisance? I swear, you are worse than useless. You Germans are fools to think you can catch up to the English. In about a decade, maybe. But I suppose you won't be around to see that now, will you?
Okay, then.
You're lying! You expect me to believe you knew the whole time who the culprit was, and you were perfectly happy to give your own life, simply because your master ordered you to do so.
But of course, I never lie, Dr. Arthur. My lord is the holder of a royal warrant, you see. It sanctions his exploitation of people, of butlers in particular. There was much to do following my murder. I prepared the ingredients necessary for 3 days' worth of meals and gave the chef and gardener their instructions for the next morning. I turned the owl I'd secured in anticipation of trouble over to the maid, and wrote my master a report of what I'd found in the fireplace. I mustn't appear in front of my lord and his guest like this. It would be unseemly.
Give me my pillow this instant.
Not just any pillow. You might call it a security blanket of sorts.
No, actually, I would just call it a comfortable pillow. You're a nuisance. Go back to your room. I'm sleeping now.
Well, Doctor, I shall leave him in your hands. I'm sure you will look after him.
I want to know how he didn't get blood on the pillow he
If I
gave
don't wash this
CL.
swiftly, that stain will never come out. Very well, then. I must say, being stabbed is quite a painful experience, even for someone like me.
He decides to mess with them.
This should paint a suitable picture. My order to Finney was to make certain I would be discovered in a timely manner. It may have been a petty sort of revenge, but my aim was to toy with Lord Grey's mind a bit. The look on his face was quite satisfying. Next came my young lord's reaction to the discovery of my corpse. I found it a masterful performance on his part.
This is an order. You will wake up immediately.
Wide awake, actually, my lord.
You think you can ignore my orders?
He deliberately wore his ring, knowing full well he would be striking me. Further evidence of his cruelty.
You're not dead, are you, Sebastian?
I almost had to admire his cunning, choosing to torment me at a time when I wouldn't be able to defend myself from his blows.
You can't be dead. I simply won't accept it. You hear me? You aren't allowed to die. You're supposed to be with me until the very end. Choose the right moment and put the bottle back. Got it?
My death gave me a convenient alibi, as well as a bit of time to see everything arranged. I took the opportunity to begin tying up loose ends. Very well, then. Off we go, I suppose.
I like how the raindrops paused. You're allowed to speak, you know.
That way.
I know.
So he's the one who got the owl.
This will go much easier if you don't struggle. However,
Oh, okay. To begin with, I'd like to take a look at the cellar, if that's all right.
Certainly, but will you tell me why?
You said that Sebastian was the only one who had a
a
key
butler
to
must
the
often
chambers.
deal with the unexpected. This won't do at all. I must hurry back to the wine cellar. I know that voice.
Cat.
As I suspected, it's you. Poor dear creature. I can't let you in. I believe there is a saying about rain and cats. I never realized it was true.
It's so spooky down here. I wouldn't be surprised to see a ghost.
Now, don't joke like that. Ghosts and ghouls aren't real.
Inside now, quickly.
Here we are. I hope you're ready.
I must look closer.
He has rain on his
This
face.
is wet.
And thus, I narrowly avoided what could have been the greatest misstep of my career as a butler.
Let's take a look.
Well, I'm not seeing it anywhere.
To be placed in such a humiliating position in front of humans, it was a unique experience in my long demon's life.
It's not there.
Where else might he have hidden it? Perhaps in his quarters?
Let's go look, shall we?
I always wondered if they checked his butt, you know?
'Twas a thorough search, but not quite thorough enough. Afterward, I collected the shards of the ampule Lord Grey threw into the garden. I then placed them in Mr. Woodley's fireplace, thus fulfilling my lord's devious orders. There are yet other details that will require my attention. I had best make all haste. I donned my disguise, gathered the owl to explain my presence and the ticket to serve as my alibi, and presented myself at the door as one Jeremy the Vicar.
Then the ticket was actually a fake? It seems so authentic.
It was the genuine article purchased in London. I slipped away from the party to obtain it, though I was only able to watch 2 minutes of the performance.
Come now, that's impossible.
If you doubt me, here is the ticket stub. You're welcome to verify it at the theatre's sales counter.
The ticket had to be real, or it wouldn't be useful. It and the owl were props necessary to make Jeremy appear more convincing.
Oh, right.
wow.
What was in the letter the owl carried?
Oh, the letter? Its contents aren't important.
The letter.
What did Sebastian say?
Evidently, Sebastian arranged for the owl to carry this letter to Jeremy here. It seems he had somehow predicted his own death. It was just one of Sebastian's pranks.
The party had interrupted your studies. I thought you could use the mental exercise. But we shall continue with our tale, if I may. From that point forward, I was playing a dual role as Jeremy and...
Wait a moment. How do you explain the fact that Jeremy and I examined your corpse together?
An astute question.
I was correct then. It is most intriguing indeed. If I may inspect the bodies now.
That shouldn't be a problem. I'll take you to the wine cellar.
Moment. Carry each body to a separate room before I conduct my examination.
Very well, then. We'll proceed as you advise. Well, you heard him. Carry the corpses to 3 separate rooms.
As you wish, your master.
It would be a relief to change out of this wet clothing.
You might have said something if you intended to arrive in that get-up.
I didn't have time to inform you, my lord. I'll explain in detail later.
Careful who you trust, Vinny. That kind of thing can get you in trouble.
Right you are indeed. All right, Sebastian. It's time for us to move you now.
Next, let's see to that young weedy bloke.
So much to do, so little time.
Very well. I shall examine each corpse in order according to the time.
You look at his
In that case,
eyes.
you want to look at Herr von Siemens first.
Excellent. I'll be coming too.
Once again, Lord Grey was making a nuisance of himself. As Jeremy, I examined Herr von Siemens first. From him, I moved on to poor Mr. Phelps.
May I see the room in which the murder took place?
Yes, I'll take you.
We're lucky to have a sharp observer like Jeremy on hand. He may well notice something we've missed in our own investigations.
Goodness, we seem to have lost the old fellow somewhere along the way.
Still with us?
Do excuse me. I'm a touch winded.
It was Phelps underneath that sheet instead of you?
Indeed, that was one of the more difficult moments in the whole affair, but I muddled through it thanks to my young lord's ham acting and your good nature.
Ham acting, wow.
My lord, what's wrong?
I apologize. I'm finding it tries my nerves to keep seeing Sebastian's body like this.
It is a grievous loss.
What? Where was this reaction when you were casually undressing his body?
You two go on ahead without me. I must prepare for tonight's festivities.
Well, until tonight, then.
guess I was imagining things.
That was closer than I would care for.
Oh, he
I
has a
believe the rest is
boot print on
familiar
his
to
face.
you. I aided my young lord in the guise of Jeremy. Mr. Woodley was arrested for murder, and my lord was neatly cleared of any wrongdoing.
I'm so confused. Your explanations don't help. The case only makes less sense to me now. Everything makes less sense. If what you say is true, and I have a hard time believing that it is, Queen Victoria's butler was behind all of this. He made you prepare everything, made you set the stage for him, and then he tried to frame you for murder. You
I
knew
love
that
how he
Lord
says
Grey was the
murder.
killer. Yet
Murder.
you and your butler went through an elaborate dance to clear your name. And then the two of you framed somebody else entirely for the murders. The innocent Mr. Woodley. You took an uncommonly complex case, and then complicated it even further.
Quite so. Unfortunate, but there was no help for it, I'm afraid. We were only acting according to Her Majesty's wishes, you see. Herr von Siemens was a prominent banker. It's no exaggeration to say that he was a key figure in the development of Germany's heavy industry. By doing away with him, Her Majesty was aiming a blow at the Germans' attempt to strengthen their military.
What? By killing just one man?
It's the butterfly effect. The theory that a single flap of a butterfly's wing may cause a powerful storm. Queen Victoria built a British empire in only 50 years, in part by being an exceptionally keen observer. I believe she has the ability to predict which butterfly's movements will change the world.
But none of this explains why Lord Grey should want to pin the crime on you to begin with.
Regrettably, he seems to have found out about some mischief I got into some time ago. I
Yeah.
knew I'd be punished, but to be framed for murder, well, that's rather more extreme than I expected. Her Majesty has a somewhat perverse sense of humour. I have always had quite the passion for playing games, though. I invited Woodley to serve as my scapegoat. It was easy enough.
Why Woodley? He had done nothing wrong.
On the contrary, if anyone belongs in the Yard's custody, it's that man. He's what they call a merchant of death. He uses his company's access to diamonds to purchase illegal arms and sell them for a profit in conflict zones. As I mentioned earlier, the president of the Rhodes Diamond Mining Company was murdered. This was a fortnight ago. After hearing of his death, I discovered through my own channels that Woodley was the one who orchestrated it. A member of the underworld who uses his power to infringe upon polite society risks angering his peers. And angry they were. Woodley was already a marked man. Who could be better to take the fall for me?
Yes, that's it. You had this plan from the beginning. You're to do away with us all. As the Queen's mongrel.
Lord Phantom Hive, who are you really? You're more than you seem.
I policed the underworld and rid it of those who displease Her Majesty. Such is my duty. I am the Queen's guard dog. This case was her way of forcing me to reaffirm my loyalty and prove my fitness for the role. Like a test or a game.
You're lying. You must be. Because if everything you're saying is true, that would mean the only explanation.
There is nothing more deceptive than an obvious fact. It was in plain sight all along, Dr. Arthur. You had only to open your eyes to the possibility.
Yes, you see it, don't you, that I am not human, but something else entirely. But now you must try to forget your hard-won knowledge. Eh, Doctor? You can well imagine what will happen should you tell anyone. That is so, is it not?
I swear I won't. Please believe me.
I suspected as much. Take special care to remember that promise. You may not see us, but I assure you we are always watching.
That was an odd decision, revealing yourself to him.
You know how writers are. An experience such as that will inspire him to write. I remember how thoroughly you enjoyed his previous work. You read that magazine until it was practically falling apart. And you were powerfully disappointed to learn there would be no sequel.
It was a decent way to pass the time, nothing more than that.
Oh, sure. He tries to
Well,
be
at any
so
rate, I
cool.
look forward to his next work.
After the events at the Phantom Hive estate, I wrote furiously, like a man possessed. More and more stories of the type I thought I would never write again. No matter how hard I try to pen something else, I cannot seem to escape their hold on the dark places of my mind. I'm doomed, it seems, to remember them forever. Those men who reign over the spaces between good and evil, between sanity and insanity, between this world and whatever may lay beyond it. They lurk within me, ghostly reminders of what will happen should I ever forget my vow. Life is infinitely stranger than anything which the mind of man could invent. However, this truth is one that must never see the light of day. Instead, I keep it hidden in the fireplace.
Aww.
Just like the secrets of that stormy night, many years ago.
Now that our guest has departed, I shall see to the lunch
What'd you think?
preparations, if you will excuse
Wow.
me, my lord.
One moment. I kept quiet because you seemed to be avoiding the subject in front of Dr. Arthur. But you still have yet to explain the murder of Mr. Phelps.
No, indeed I have not. Aside from those who came to attend the party, it seems that we had another visitor.
Yeah, look at his eyes. The eyes in this season
He
is...
failed to call ahead. So I'm afraid these were the only quarters we had available for him.
Phelps's murderer is in there. We'll open it.
Are you certain you wish me to?
Oh, don't be dramatic.
Who do you think it is?
I have no idea. Oh my god!
May I present the true culprit behind Phelps's murder?
Snake!
There actually was a 13th man.
Snake?
I'm dying! It hurts! Please help me!
Oh, bother. It seems we have an uninvited guest in the manor.
He just walks off and leaves that guy.
So we meet again. It has been some time, Snake.
Humans die less than 30 seconds after my bite, yet you still look hale and healthy. How is it that you still live?
That is a good question, Webster.
A Phantom Hive servant killed by a snake's venom. A butler felled so easily isn't worth his salt.
What are you doing here?
Joker and the others were gone the day after Black and Smile snuck into their tents. It had to have been your fault. They disappeared because of you. So I followed you here, using the scent from Smile's circus costume. And an excellent idea that was wild. Perhaps there's a party of some sort tonight. Well, this is a stroke of luck for us. Yes, it is, Keats. I agree. We can wait here until nightfall.
Oh, look, there's the curry bun.
So you were under the impression that we are responsible for the troops' disappearance?
Yes, it wasn't until after you two arrived that everyone began acting strangely. Yes, I'd noticed the same, Wordsworth. I sensed Joker and the others had been hiding something from me all along, but it didn't matter. Not to me.
That looks like
They didn't care
snakeskin.
that I was a friend.
Yeah. You just noticed that?
They said I was their friend. They treated me like family. And you two stole that from me. I won't forgive you. No, Wild, I won't either.
Would you like to know what they were hiding from you? Your so-called family was kidnapping children in the towns you visited. That's why we joined the circus troupe. We were sent to determine what was happening.
Kidnapping children? You're lying. That is absolute rubbish. Yes, you're right, Oscar.
It may be rubbish, but I am not lying. Unfortunately, they had uncovered our identities before we found proof of what they were doing. They fled, went into hiding, I'd guess. In that sense, perhaps I am responsible for their disappearance. But Snake, children were being taken from their families. I only wanted to help them. And you know, I want to help you too. Snake, stay. Come and live at my manor.
What are you suggesting? I am confused as well, Keats.
It's as I said. I want to help you. We're still looking for the other members of your troop. We're doing it to solve the case, of course. But we both want the same thing. Staying here is probably the best chance you have of seeing them again. They're a cheerful, lively bunch, aren't they? And so kind to everyone they meet. I know them. I know they're not evil. There must have been some reason for what they did, but now they need to atone for their crimes. You can be there when they do. Like family.
With them, like family.
What do you think? Phil just lied out of his rotted teeth, didn't he?
That was a surprise. I didn't expect you to take him in.
Better that than letting him loose so he can keep trying to kill me, don't you think? And I suspect his ability to control snakes could actually come in rather handy someday. Besides which, I have been wanting a pet for some time now.
It was quite a lie you told him.
I found if you keep up a lie long enough, it becomes the truth. And if all goes to hell, I've got you to clean everything up for me.
Yes, you do it that.
Now, it seems we have a great deal to explain to the servants. Have you any ideas?
One or two, my lord.
So how do you think they're going to break it to the servants?
I have no idea. But
They're burying him. What do you think's going to happen?
he's gonna jump out of the fucking coffin and scare the shit.
Out of everyone. May you be in heaven an hour before the devil knows you're dead.
Yeah, I promised he would never leave you alone. How dare Sebastian lie like that? How dare he? How dare he? It's too cruel.
Oh, look at Baldroy. He's not even facing them.
He and I are lucky indeed to be so well loved by people such as you. Come, he wouldn't want us to linger here like this.
And look, Undertaker's grinning.
That's strange. The grave bell's ringing. There's no wind or nothing. Well, perhaps you ought to do something then. The bell isn't there for show. It's built in as a safety mechanism. There's only one reason for it to ring.
Get him out of there! No. Oh. Right then, here we go.
They certainly unburied him quickly.
Oh, it was getting quite cramped inside that box. I assume you're all...
Jesus!
Even Elizabeth is there crying.
Everyone, please.
Oh, look.
Long as I've been at this, I've never seen one of those ring before. Lucky we made that a safety coffin, wouldn't you agree, my lord?
Yes, it was indeed.
It's a miracle! Thank you, oh gods!
I actually bought that.
The next time you'll need a coffin.
That was easy enough. I'm glad we didn't have to do anything too elaborate.
One might wish for servants who were a tad less gullible.
Sebastian, it's about time I return this to you. It is the symbol of the Earl Phantomhive's butler. Thus, it is not mine to keep. I can think of no better place for it than here, upon your coat. A Phantomhive butler dying before his master. That sort of thing is unforgivable, you know. Utterly unforgivable.
Tanaka has the right of it, Sebastian. From this moment forward, you are my butler once more.
As you say, my young lord, I shall serve you with everything I have. Until the day it ends, when lie becomes the truth.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to fix her eye. Okay, open your eye. See?
Oh.
And then pop back out again. Okay, and that's the end.
Alright.
What do you think?
Wow! WTF, peoples! That was an awesome episode.
Yeah.
Totally awesome.
What do you think about Snake joining the team? Be brave. Be brave.
I am brave. The other day I found a snake
Oh, yeah?
under our porch.
Yeah. What were you doing under the porch?
I wasn't. Lucy was.
What kind of snake?
Gardener snake.
Oh, okay.
Nothing serious.
Yeah.
Because those aren't poisonous, are
I
they?
don't think so.
Alright. I don't like snakes. So I picked it up and threw it up over the fucking truck. My boyfriend's truck.
So where I park normally?
Yes.
Hoping that would crawl into my car when I come there next.
No, it's slithered off.
What do you think about CL lying to Snake?
That was fucked up. You don't lie to family. And he's pretty much family now.
Well, as much as any of the other servants.
Yeah, but still.
I can kind of see it because do you think Snake would have believed it?
Believe that they were responsible?
Yeah, that they were killing the children
No.
or capturing the children.
No. He wouldn't have believed it. He proved that.
Yeah. But anyway, how was this past season?
It was good.
And compared to the canon part of season 1, Book of Circus and Book of Murder, which one did you like the most?
Book of Murder.
I love Book of Murder. Okay, next we are going to go back and watch the non-canon episodes of season 1.
Yes. That will start next Saturday? Tuesday, okay.
Yes, and the first episode of those will be episode 7.
Alright.
So that's like 6 episodes right there, I
Alright.
think.
7 through 13.
Well, 7 through 12, because we already did
Yeah.
13.
We're going to be doing 1 episode a week.
Yep, just like normal.
Yes.
And after we get done with the non-canon episodes of season 1, do you want to do Book of the Atlantic or season 2?
Book of the Atlantic.
Okay. I haven't seen Book of the Atlantic yet. I am waiting, which makes me want to just like kidnap you and go all the way through season 1 in one day.
No.
Oh. That way we could record Book of the Atlantic sooner. Because I haven't seen it and I'm so anxious to see it.
I know.
Go together and it hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Book of the Atlantic is canon.
Okay.
The non-canon episodes of season 1 are non-canon.
Alright.
Episode 2 is completely fabricated.
Oh.
I mean, not episode 2, season 2.
2 is completely fabricated.
Yep.
Okay.
So,
Alright, people.
going back for season 1. Like, comment, subscribe, touch the eye.
Ah! She bit me.
Bitch.
Are you hungry or something?
A little bit, yeah.
Alright, you can have half my sandwich.
I don't want half your sandwich.
Do you want the whole damn thing?
No.
Alright.
Bye.
Bye!